Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and what is good? Nice to see you guys, man. Haven't seen you guys in a while. It feels like I don't post that often, although I do see you guys 3 times a week here and on the other channels. However, though, for this video here, by the way, just nice to see you guys, okay? Overall, this video here is going to be about 10 signs that it's time to actually move out of your parents' house. And by the way, I'm making a lot of these videos because basically I have a friend, I actually have 2 friends, not just in total, don't worry about me, but I have 2 friends. One friend is financially fit to actually move out and actually wants to, but has to kind of draw out the pros and cons, right? And another friend really wants to move out, but is just not financially stable to actually move out. So that's why I'm making these videos about moving out, how to prepare, how to know when you're ready, and how to get financially stable to actually go ahead and move out, okay? I'll link those videos down below if you want to watch those also. And for this video, guys, I'm going to tell you about the 10 signs that you are ready to actually move out of your parents' house. And by the way, these 10 things came from an article I found online by Glossy Bell. If you want to read that full article, I'll link it down below, but it's the same 10 things here, but with my stories and my twists and my financial advice also. So that's what we're doing here, guys, okay? If you're watching me for the first time, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. So make sure to go ahead and basically subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified, and on top of that, also destroy the like button. And also, guys, if you guys don't know, smash the like button. It helps out with the video, so I appreciate it a ton. Now, the very first sign that you are ready to actually move out is that you still have a curfew. Now, the problem is not that you have a curfew at age 18, 20, 25, whatever age you are. The problem is that you have a problem with it, because that's when you show signs of, hey, I am ready to move out. Because remember, as most of our parents say all the time, hey, this is my roof, I pay the bills, so until this is your roof or you pay all the bills in this house, I make the rules, so you follow them. So if you have a curfew and you have a problem with it, it might be a sign, hey, it's time to move out, because at the end of the day, it is their home and they kind of have to do what they want to do. I actually know about one of my friends and their dad, and whenever they don't show up on time, kind of crazy, he literally locks the door. And then they have to kind of like call and then ring, call and then ring, call and ring. It's like, oh, you had a curfew, what happened, right? Kind of crazy, I know, but there are parents like that. Now, number 2, guys, is you actually have no privacy. And, you know, I never had that issue, but I know of friends where they have no door, working door in their room, or their parents actually remove, for example, the locks to the room. So they just barge in whenever they actually want to. You know, when you're like a little kid, no problem. But once you become like an adult, you're like, yo, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's fine. Just like knock first, you know, what's going on? You know, so when you do have a problem with that stuff, you want your own like apartment, then that's an obvious sign, because now you need privacy, you're growing up, and all that good stuff. Now, number 3, guys, here is another sign. You have a toxic relationship with your parents. Now, obviously, you have the way one where it's like, hey, you and your parents are not on the same page whatsoever. So it's kind of like you guys have like a lot of static now, and that's fine, right? Things change, you change, they change, whatever it is. But you also have number 2, which is basically you have like on a muse relationship. Just put an A and a B there, you know, like a you know, I can't say that, don't want to get demonetized here. But yeah, if you have that relationship right there, it is definitely time to go ahead and move out and get your own apartment. Get a job, get a room, get an apartment, and dip. And by the way, I noticed that basically once you do move out, sometimes things improve a lot more, because you're not in that house 24/7. You're just more like a visitor. You say, you know, like when somebody visits your house and you're like, my parents not really like this. Well, they're kind of like that with you as a visitor, you know, because it's kind of like you're just visiting, then you dip. You're not actually staying there whatsoever. So yeah, if you have those problems, it's probably time to go ahead and move out. Number 4, guys, your commute is too long. Now, not for everyone here, not that common, but when you are growing up, your parents build their life, the school you go to, you know, everything basically around their area, right? Their home and everything like that. However, once you do start to grow up, if you find yourself saying like, hey, my job is actually like an hour away, my friends are over here, is over here, then the big question is, well, do I trade the commute to move out by myself? But then basically I'm gonna get all these bills. So if it makes sense, financially for you and you're ready to go, then that's a big, 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 big yes. Because I'm not a big fan of commuting past 10 to 15 minutes. Beyond that, I'm like, yo, I need a new gym, need a new job, whatever it is. I don't like commuting for that long. By the way, a study actually showed, fun fact here, that people that have very long commutes tend to be very depressed, okay? And I do not like long commutes whatsoever. Now, number 5, guys, you are tired of constant updates about your life and, for example, your whereabouts. Now, honestly, this right here is like one of the most like, like petty things ever. Like, stop asking me where I went and all this stuff. Like, really doesn't matter that much. But if you do feel like you don't want to give like a constant explanation every single time, then that's probably you maturing and saying like, hey, I need my own place or whatever it is, And to me, my mom always said, for example, Tommy, the reason I ask is not because I don't trust you or because I'm worried, but it's more because basically if something does happen, I want to know where you actually were at last. It's important that I know where you were so I can be like, hey, he was over there or this happened, So to me, it makes a lot of sense. So I never been like, I'm not telling you nothing. I'm like, I was right there, or I'm going over here. Especially for me as a reseller, I always say, hey, here's the phone number to that person. Here's where I'm meeting up. And if it happens to me, like, yo, call the cops. You know what I'm saying? So it's never been a problem to me just saying like, hey, here's where I'm going. If you have a problem with that, might be time to actually go ahead and move out, okay? Now, by the way, it's not like you have a problem to move out. It's more like these are all just little signs that you're kind of getting ready and you're maturing to actually go ahead and kind of move out. Number 6, your parents are dropping signs. Like your parents are looking down, hey, Billy, you're like 30. Time to move out. You know what I'm saying? So they might not say it directly, but if they are kind of saying it in a way, might be time to go ahead and move out. Me as a Dominican, we rarely have these problems because more than usual, parents want us to stay until we basically get married and then basically get our own home or whatever. So it was kind of like the opposite for me. I was like, yo, I'm moving out. No, you're not. No, you're not. Well, I moved out, So not my issue. But some parents are like, yeah, it's time to move out. We want alone time. We want an empty nest. Totally understandable. If you do get those hints, then it's time to move out. And by the way, if you're 30, no job, no prospects, you got a problem, right? Time to add a deadline to that moving out for sure, for sure. Now, on top of that, number 7, you don't have basic life skills. Now, this means, I have a cousin, right? This man cannot even hold a spatula. You know what I'm saying? All he knows how to cook is hot dogs, And shout out to my cousin. I love him so much. But overall, he doesn't know how to do anything, So the idea is don't move out and think that, well, when I move out, I'm going to learn how to do everything. No, that's very stupid. What I did was, since I didn't know how to cook everything, just like eggs, rice, basic things, I started to basically shadow my mom whenever she actually cooked. I'm like, yo, what you put in there? You did this for how long? So I basically learned how to cook. Now today, thankfully, I'm able to afford like a housekeeper, which is basically my aunt. She has that official job, by the way, works for companies and so on. But I have a housekeeper, so I don't have to clean. But if I had to clean, I know I can clean. I make my own meals, everything's fine, so I don't gotta worry about that. But imagine, for example, you're living on your own and all you can do is just Uber Eats. Super, super stupid. So avoid those things, shadow your parents, and find out what they actually do. But tell me, they won't tell me the recipe. Put a camera in the kitchen and then just record everything they're actually doing, okay? So there you go. Now, number 8, guys, it's about time. So age-wise, if you are a teenager, like 18, I usually don't recommend you move out. It's still like you gotta get a skill to actually make money, save some money, and then you move out. But maybe even early 20s and so on, that's fine. But if you're like 30 and you have like money saved and you're like, I'm still not moving out, you have friends, you have your own money, you have your own job, all this stuff, sometimes people think that, hey, I'm gonna stay here until I can basically afford a house or do this and do that. It makes sense like financially, but sometimes numbers are not the only thing. Like once you move out, you tend to operate from a different mindset because when you're living at home, it's like, whatever I do, it's fine. I don't pay no bills here. Everything's fine, right? So moving out gives you different objectives, different mindset, and it also builds a lot of character. So I loved and still love the idea of living on my own. I love it, okay? I'm a completely different person because it does build character. So it's not just about numbers and money. If you have the money, most likely it is time to go ahead and move out. On top of that, number 9, you are financially stable. By the way, guys, I keep doing like breathing in and out. I don't know why, but I have like a stuffy nose. It's not like what you think it is, so I'm fine. Don't worry about me, okay? But I just wanted to mention that. So number 9 is you are financially stable. If you are, it's time to dip, most likely. Like my friend, you know, he is financially stable. He has everything in line, and it's awesome. So him moving out will not like really like destroy his pockets, but it will cost money, obviously. So it's important he understands fully, hey, I'm gonna move out. Here are the pros, here are the cons. And by the way, he's super young. You know, he's like, I won't say his age, obviously, but he's very, very young. You know, not like in the 18s, but like more like in the very early 20s. And to me, that is awesome. My other friend, though, is like more like the 23, 24-ish age. And he's like, I want to move out so bad, but he's not financially stable. So if you're broke, barely have any money, and you're like, I want to move out, and your job is kind of like trash, you can get fired anytime, most likely not the best idea. I used my home, well, my mom's home, to kind of like get all the skills I needed. So I went to college, I saved a lot of money, and then once I was financially stable, basically, I said, yo, I'm dipping. Thank you for everything, Mom. I love you, okay? That was my whole plan, but dipping and leaving in a sense with no money, no prospects, just like, I want to go, not probably going to be the best idea. Number 10, if you made it all the way here, number 10, drop a like, okay? On top of that, drop a comment. Let me know, yo, Tommy, I made it all the way to the end of the video. I appreciate that a ton. And yes, I do answer comments. So comment down below, and I'll also try to answer all the comments. Now, number 10 is you crave independence. Now, I don't mean like crave independence. By the way, this right here is like self-explanatory, but I don't mean like in a stupid way where I just want to travel and I want to do this and I want to do that and I got no money, no prospects, I have no skills. That's not my type of life, you know? So for me, it's like you crave it, you know? It's time to actually move out. You actually want to do it, but you have everything in order. So I have my savings for my emergencies. I have my savings to actually move out. I have a little car that moves me around. I have a decent enough skill, whether it's a college skill or a trade school or just a pretty solid job over at Amazon, don't really care. The answer is you're able to say, hey, I'm gonna move out because I'm craving this feeling of getting independence. But guys, those right there are 10 signs. The link to the full article is linked down below if you actually want to check it out. It's a great article, probably a great website. Haven't checked it out fully, but it was a great article. But overall, thank you guys a lot for watching. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. Like, what are some other signs that it's time to move out, okay? Comment down below, let me know. As always, like this video. It helps a lot. On top of that, also, if you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell to get notified. That's the only way you get notified, by the way. So subscribe to the videos because that's how you get notified when I upload a new video, and it's also free. On top, if you want to DM me on Instagram at TommyBryson. If you want to call me directly, link down below to schedule a call and talk to me for free one-on-one. And lastly, here is another video on basically moving out and making sure everything is actually in order. On top of that, right here is my face. Click it, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. See you guys tomorrow, and well, next time. And as always, peace. Love you guys.